Hey, 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 guys. Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. How are you guys doing? We have a member. We have a member. And it's Brooklyn and White Boy. Hey, Brooklyn. How you doing? Good to see you. How's your day going? Thank you for joining me earlier. Sharada the Goddess, hey, long time, sis. How you been? Good to see you. How are you doing? How was your day? What you been up to? What have you been up to? I hope all good things. Um, it was a long day for me today. Doing good. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Um, we're gonna be here in and out real quick. Hey Terry, how you doing? Welcome. I'm doing great. You had a good day. Yes. Have you been on YouTube lately, Sharada? I don't feel like I feel like I don't have the right to say that because I'm not really on YouTube. Like I don't really go around like I used to. Um, but whatever. Uh, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're here. So let me tell you guys how my day went real quick. Oh, but before I do that, let me come right back. I need to go check on something real quick. Yes, I posted a video. Oh, you did? My bad. Sharada, I need to come around your place. Sharada, I need to come around to your channel. I apologize. I apologize. Hey, Ronan, how you doing? I apologize, Sharada. I'm not a good YouTube um, associate. I'm sorry. I do need to come around. So after this live, I'm gonna make it my duty to come around to you. Yeah, I know, but you always support people. You always support me, and I feel like I need to make sure you understand that I appreciate you. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put your name. I just highlighted your name, and I'm gonna put it in this new chat, this new box, so that when I get off, I have no choice but to go and visit you. So yes, everybody, go check out Sharada if you can. So let me tell you how my day went. I woke up this morning. I went to work. Work was good. It was better than expected at work today. So I'm definitely thankful for that. Sorry, y'all. Something was stuck in my nail. I'm definitely thankful for that. Hi, Miss Jojo. How are you? Welcome to Hello World. Good to see you. Ta-da. How you doing? Good to see you. And I'm just here now. So all in all, it was a good day. It ended up being a wonderful day for me. Um, and that brings us to our topic for tonight. I hope everybody's having a good day. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves about it. It's always good for us to check in to make sure everybody's all right. But today's topic is called surrender. I have a very simple question. How many of us are really willing and ready and able to surrender? Think about that before you answer. I mean, surrender to all of the things that are going your way or not going your way, all of the turmoil that you did not start, all of the bitterness, and possibly all of the things that have disappointed you. Are you really willing to surrender those things? Surrendering when you are absolutely thinking you're supposed to fight. Are you willing to do that? And let me tell you something why you should want to surrender. Because, like I've been talking about for quite some time, if by you surrendering, whatever it is that's been holding you hostage, meaning giving that up and exchanging it for your blessings or the freedom of mind, body, and soul, would you be willing to do that? Is that cost worthy enough for you? I really know in my human mind, when I used to have a lot more ego, surrendering was something that I was not willing to do without a fight. And it all makes sense. It all makes sense now why it's best to just let it go. And that also means letting go of things that you don't want to. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a friendship. Maybe you have friendships that you have not surrendered because you just want to give them second and third and fourth, fifth, 20th chances. Didn't say not to forgive them for whatever. Maybe they just don't meet your expectations anymore. I'm not saying not to forgive them, but I'm just saying surrendering the idea that maybe all things can work together and possibly just letting it go and letting your maker, God, creator, or whoever you believe in to fix that. See, because sometimes when we say let go, we think that it means that's it. It's never ever gonna come for you. It's just like when you let go, you no longer have control. But sometimes letting go can be the beginning of getting control. But you won't know that unless you try or unless you have the idea and thought that, wow, if I do let go, then or surrender, then maybe things will get better. What does fighting ever do and accomplish? Nothing. Today is what? September 29th? What's today? The 29th? September 29th, 2021. And I officially surrendered everything. Things that I think I can control, things that I don't control, things that I wish that I could control, I surrender it all. Relationships, friendships, and people who I wanted in my life or thought should be in my life, I surrender that. Because at the end of the day, when you surrender, whether it ends up in a good way or a bad way, you are freeing up yourself for other opportunities. You are freeing up your soul so that you can become more whole. That's the beauty of surrendering. So can I ask you now, are you willing to surrender? Are you willing to just say, you know what? If you're a parent and you have a wayward child, are you willing to really surrender and release? Because surrendering and releasing might mean separation temporarily, maybe not permanent, but temporarily. Being an enabler unknowingly. Surrendering could be giving up your job, surrendering that position that you know you're not ready for, but you think that if you don't take it now or try to go for it now, you're never going to get it. Surrendering and dying to that ego when you want to black out on somebody when it really won't solve anything. We're talking about doing impossibilities. And surrendering is a true impossibility that people often talk about, like, oh, I surrender, I surrender. Do you really? Because if you put the weight on what that surrendering was, would people really be willing to surrender? Let go. But you're supposed to fight for no. No, because fighting creates more resistance between you and whatever you're fighting for. But when you surrender, you give yourself the opportunity to view things through an eye that you can't really see, and also giving you the opportunity to think about everything. Thank you, Brooklyn. The real question is should be split into two choices. Are you willing to surrender, to give up, or are you willing to submit, to comply with someone else's rule? Good idea. And that could be a form of surrender as well. Because somebody is always going to be our manager, you figure. And you will hope that they don't abuse their power. But if we all commit to surrendering, we would not want to abuse any powers that we get. You feel me? Because we'll know what it is to be on both sides of the fence. So I could absolutely comply to someone else's ruling. Would I like it initially? Probably not, but it could be something good for me. Maybe it's a lesson that I need to learn. You really don't know. I just like to bring up scenarios that we can think about. But to truly surrender and let it all go, that's like becoming a baby again, relearning certain things. Maybe we need to surrender love. A lot of us have this faulty perception of what love is because we've never surrendered to understanding what love really means. Fight love. We love love. And then we fight some more. Kind of love is that to love and fight at the same time? Didn't say disagreements. I'm talking about people who are conflicted with love, the word love, the meaning and the depth of love. We're all different. We're all going through different stages of life. We're all going through different maturities in life. Hence why I believe we should be a little bit more patient with each other because we have no idea where another person would be. So that's another form of surrendering. Man, that's hard. It's so hard. But I am making it today, I'm truly making it become a reality to let it all go. People, places, things. Just let it go. And whatever comes my way, I want to be able to learn how to embrace the new experiences. I want to learn how to be a better me so that when new comes, I won't have that old mindset. And we all are always evolving and learning and becoming a better version of ourselves. You know what I mean? Trying today. It's been a year today since I lost your mom. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm trying to remember the good times, but it's hard. Wow, Tadao. Hey, Latanya, how you doing? Hey, Carol, how you doing? Welcome to Hello World. I'm sorry for your loss, Tadao. Mm. Losing people is never easy. It's never easy. Yeah. That's something I don't ever want to really touch. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's going through something. And that's another reason why I believe we should be a little bit more patient with each other because we have no idea what another person is going through. You know what I mean? When you've lost a parent, if you've never lost a parent, doesn't matter how old you are, that joint is still like you're an infant and you're losing something that you only knew all your life. So we need to surrender our preconceived notions of just because we see somebody look angry doesn't mean that they're angry at you. Or just because we see someone look angry doesn't mean that they're angry. It could be just that they're so sad and blue. But if we surrender our ego, maybe we would look a little deeper and try to understand. So I'm asking you guys, are you willing to surrender? Surrender your attitudes. I'm talking to me too, guys. Surrender your attitudes. Surrender the dislike, the discord. Surrender the wanting and the desire to see people unhappy. Surrendering the idea of stirring up trouble when there really isn't any. Surrendering your broken heart. Ooh-wee. Some of us have not surrendered our broken hearts. And that broken heart doesn't necessarily have to be from a romantic relationship. I'm just saying a broken heart. Have we surrendered? If we can't surrender to a broken heart, then we're still saying, please hold me hostage. Please hold me to a point where I can't be really who I am and I can't express my love to others and humanity as good as I can because I still am holding on to that area is being held captive by something that doesn't need to be there anymore. And that area that's being held captive is a vital part in me being a productive person in humanity. So are you willing to surrender? Are you willing to surrender the idea that humanity can't get better than what it is? I'm dead serious. Are you willing to give humanity a try, even though what you think you see is really not what you see? What you think is not really what you think. Although humanity has let me down multitudes of times, I still have surrendered the idea of giving up because I don't believe in it. I do believe that if I keep doing what I'm doing, and if I keep on trying my best to let things go, then other things will grow. Surrender. You guys already know I said I'll talk about it every day until we believe that thing. But I've surrendered even when even when people do the most selfish things, I still surrender that idea of like, ugh, I may get a little fussy, but it doesn't mean that that's how I truly feel. I'm working on my fussy emotions. I'm working on that to let it less, to show less, and to let it not let me be aroused so quickly. But overall, I still believe in humanity. I still believe in this heart that encapsulates everyone's soul is decent and good. But we got to be willing to surrender. And that goes back to the idea of allowing these traumas, whether childhood or not, to subside so that we can see, finally can see. I want to surrender my future. You saw how I breathed deeply about that, right? I had to pause. But I really want to surrender my future. so that I'm not trying to control where it's not best for me to go. Because didn't I say I want my blessings now? How can I have my blessings if I'm always trying to be in control? If I'm not learning to let go, if I'm not learning to humble myself, if I'm not learning to love myself, if I'm not learning to let go, how can I grow and glow? How can my future be bright if I've got muck and mire in my foresight? If I've got distractions and clouded vision, how can that grow? It's a battle between you and you. Sorry, y'all. This fan started chilling me out. This conversation proves you have. Aw, thank you. Hey, really, TT, how you doing? Good to see you, Hilda. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Tristan, how you doing? That's the real question. Whether you want to pray about it, meditate, sleep on it, really, really consider when you surrender all things that either are not working in your life, that are stumbling blocks, that are vices, that are uncontrollable things, that are controllable things. Once you surrender those things, I can see clearly now the storms are gone, because I guarantee you the storms will subside. Didn't say you might have a little bit of rain here or there, but the storms in our lives will subside once we learn how to surrender. Really surrender, not like surrender temporarily till everything starts to get better, but I mean, stay in a state of surrender. Stay in a state of gratitude. All the things that we've been taught not to do, we need to learn how to implement and do. We haven't been taught necessarily all our lives to have gratitude. We haven't been taught all our lives that it's okay to be wrong. We haven't been taught all our lives how to love family, friends, and romance. But if you surrender all of that and allow God, your maker, creator, or whoever you believe in, or the people that will come into your life that will help carry you along the way, once you surrender that, you're going to see life so much more clearly. You're going to see life for what it really means. But you got to be willing to surrender. Let go. Maybe you might have to do cold turkey and let it all go at one time. It's like rip that rubber band, rip that band-aid off and let the air heal that wound. Surrender it all, y'all. Whatever the first thing that comes to your mind that you need to surrender, do it. Because that's the first step in the right direction to the freedom that you've been wanting all your life. And it doesn't have to be something that was bad. You might have to surrender that cookie or maybe cigarettes or drinking. I don't know. Not everything is like, oh, it doesn't have to be such a tumultuous thing for you to be like, okay, I need to surrender. Everyday things you can surrender to. Maybe you can surrender the idea of not being able to be disciplined. For some people, that's a real struggle. I don't know. But I know for me, I just want to let it all go. And I'm not going to say the cliche was for me is for me. That does not matter. That doesn't matter. Because that's just like saying, well, it doesn't matter. Just stay and say to yourself, I surrender everything. No clauses afterwards, just I surrender. I'm not even saying for my blessings. I surrender. And then everything will start to follow. Maybe those heavy burdens will be lightened. Maybe you'll start to love yourself more. Some people have a real problem with what they see physically and spiritually or emotionally. But if you're not willing to say, I surrender, just give it a chance. Sometimes a storm come in our life to bring blessings. Remember the rainbow that comes after a thunderstorm. Remember, that's true. The water in the storm that helps the grass and the vegetables grow. Sometimes our greatest struggles can lead to our greatest growth. It's true. Hey, Gigi. How you doing, Gigi? Hey, Mrs. VSN. How you doing? Good to see you. So are you really willing to surrender and let go of things? Are you really willing to say, I don't want to control no more? Because maybe it has been functioning, but has it really been to its optimal potential? Well, who am I surrendering to? You know who you're surrendering to. Oh, forget about surrendering to anybody. Just surrender whatever is holding you. Simply just do that. I give it all. I give it all. Let it go. I guarantee your soul will be happy. Stress, surrender to that. Because what does stress ever do for anybody anyway? Cause cancer, irritable bowel syndrome, heartburn, hair loss, nails falling apart, demise of family, friendships, love, all because of stress. Surrender. I'm no longer trying to control you, and you no longer can control me. Stress. And watch how you'll elevate. Please get the button up. Thank you, Terry. You surrender all. I know that's right. And sometimes when we've been trying to force things to happen, all you do is end up hurting yourself more. Oh, but if I surrender now, it's going to mess up my future. No, it's not. You're actually creating a better future when you can surrender. When you give up the controls, you are in essence creating a better future because it's going to be different from what you've been doing all your life. It's going to be different from the routine that you've known. When you surrender, you're saying, I am no longer trying to see my way through things. I'm trying to see my way through things. You get it now? Like, if the life that you've been leading is not what you've been expecting or desiring, surrender. Just Let it go. Let it go and start to flow. Oh, but it's not, you can't just, whatever, guys. Like, we all are the age that we are, and we figured life out by doing it ourselves. What makes you think that if you truly believe in God or creator or whatever you believe, if you truly believe, you think they're gonna lead you astray? You think God's gonna lead you astray? For real? If you surrender and say, look, what I've been doing hasn't been working good. Is there a better way? And even if it turns out the way that you're going is the right way, it might be enhanced in a different light so that you can enjoy it more, maybe. I'm just throwing ideas out, guys. But do something different than the average you would do. The average you would do is no longer acceptable. You want to be great. 80% of life is not what happens, but how you react. The other 20% is beyond our control. How you react to a situation can be that. Yep. Hey, Jane Doe, how you doing? Good to see you. There is power in our thoughts. There is power in our speech. Maybe when we surrender, it'll give us time to stop, drop, and listen. Y'all like that? Stop, drop, and listen. Because maybe we've been talking too much or busying ourselves around too much. Maybe that surrender means you'll get the best rest you could possibly have imagined. It doesn't all have to be painful to surrender. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a painful process. Look at surrendering in a good light. Like, this is going to be good for me. When I surrender everything, it's going to be good for me. I mean, it's uncomfortable because it's a new idea, but in the long run, it's going to be good for me. It's going to be beneficial to me, the people I love, the new people that come in my life, the people that I work with, the people that I live with, the people that I encounter. It doesn't have to be bad. And maybe sometimes surrendering means surrendering those bad ways, those bad traits that we know we have, and we just give the excuses. That's just me. That's just how I am. I can't control it. That's why I said I surrender, because all of the things that I know I couldn't control, I had to let that thing go so that a way could be made in my spirit and in my soul to react differently when I knew the times that I was out of control can now be managed better because I surrendered it all. Now, is it going to be easy every day? No. But am I going to give it a full effort? I'm going to give it 110%. But I don't want to be the same old, same old. It doesn't work as well as if I could get something better or be something better or show a better version of myself to people who have never met me before, have never ever had the idea of what they could live or what life could look like if they didn't have a little ray of sunshine or idea that there could be a little ray of sunshine just because I decided to surrender for myself first, and everybody else can benefit after. It's all part of the plan. Work on those traumas equals surrendering. Let go of things equals surrendering. See the errors of your ways equals surrendering. And possibly never repeating those same things again. Remember this fact, a blessing can come in many different forms. Don't be worried about the packaging. Yes, be grateful to that. Yes, I say, it's uncomfortable because it's new. We're just not used to the process of surrendering. We fight so hard for control, but once you surrender, you can experience peace. Girl, that's what I'm talking about, Carol. That's what I'm talking about. And everybody wants peace and say they got peace. But do you really have peace if it was at a cost of you surrendering that very thing that you love the most? Not to the realization that you still gonna get back whatever you love the most, but because you believed that all good things were gonna come and that it was gonna be for your good to let go, even when you couldn't understand why, and it came back to you. How much more faith do you have now? How much more faith do you have now? Hmm? So, yeah, I'm willing to surrender it all. The working parts, the non working parts, the frustrating parts, the non frustrating parts, the distractive parts, the non distractive parts. I just want to be able to live my life abundantly. And if my abundance is being blocked by me not being able to surrender, even when I don't see the outcome, then I'm willing to do it, to try. It's always uncomfortable until you get comfortable. And then whose life are you going to be leading? Are you going to be living the life that society has told us is the best way? Or are you now going to be living the life that is best for you and becoming a light for a whole bunch of people? That's the difference between surrendering and keeping the steady control that you've been having. If you are tired of doing the routine, then I recommend and suggest you give surrendering a try because you will see life different. You will tread more lightly and you will absolutely learn what love is. Will you master all these things? No, but at least it's something different. Surrendering to God means letting go of our plans and letting God have his way in every aspect of our lives. The battle been fought, the victory won. How can you live a defeated life when you get to know Jesus Christ? The battle been fought and the victory won. But are you willing? And I'm not saying you guys. Is a person willing to follow that surrendering? You see what I'm saying? Get into that little private corner of your space or house or wherever you are. Get into that little corner and really, really do what you say. Let's see. Let's see how easy it is or how difficult it is. But the reward is the reward. If you really believe in God, and I'm talking in general, if you really believe in God, your maker or your creator, will you surrender and let them lead the way? Are you willing to do that? If you are not willing to do that, it's okay too. It's okay. But know that you are cheating yourself out of a different experience and maybe enhanced version of your life by not letting go, by not at least trying. Today, I release and let go of anything, anyone, any disappointments, any grievances, any pains, any happiness, any sadness, anything I can control, anything I can't control. I am letting that all be surrendered. It's a heavy load, yes, but I am willing to do it. Now, I said I'm willing to. Now it's up to everyone else in your own journey to be willing to. Now I'm believing that it's not going to be painful. I'm believing that it's not going to be painful. But if it is, I'm going to surrender the idea of being upset and know that it's okay. I'm still going to be protected and I'm still going to be loved and guided in the best way possible for my life. See, that's what surrendering is all about as well. Surrendering, even when it could possibly mean, just what I said earlier, not having something that you used to have or used to having. You get it. Anyway, I'm not going to talk it to death no more. Feel free to shop BeTheDifferenceLLC.com for most of your inspirational needs. We got t-shirts, tank tops, onesies, hoodies. We have books made to inspire you, possibly. We have audiobooks made to inspire you if you don't want to read, if you don't know how to read. And we have onesies so we can get these infants really, really started even better than us. And we have socks, custom socks, just for fun, collector items. So definitely check out the website, BeTheDifferenceLLC.com. I appreciate you guys for thinking with me, maybe considering surrendering, and really, really, really surrendering, and being okay with however the outcome may fall. And knowing that it's all going to be for your good and for your benefit. See, separation doesn't mean forever. Sometimes separation means temporarily. Separation is only when it's death. That's real separation. But everything else, guys, in between, it could come back. Thank you to Dow. I appreciate you. Hey, Afro, I was thinking about you earlier. For real. Thank you to Dow. And much more love and power to you while you're grieving. But nothing that we really talk about here on Hello World is ever going to be something always easy. But if we can't at least start to acknowledge that there's a lot of dysfunction in us and not always point the finger at everyone else, just so that we can come out of it and really see life the way it's supposed to be seen. That's what it's really all about. And even if you absolutely don't believe it, which is fine as well, at least you have a different idea or a thought process. And maybe that might trigger something later on down the road, right? We hear about the Bible story, some plant, some water, others grow. Well, some watch it grow and then the others harvest, or God harvests. But either way, there's always a part and a different phase and a different growth and a different maturity in all of our lives. So that's my desire. And I really, truly believe that humanity is getting better. And if I can, me, Joy, surrender then I know that humanity has to be good. Because in that surrendering, I'm letting humanity be. I'm not trying to sway it or push it in what I think should go, but more so me being able to be in a position to soak it all in and understand each working aspect of humanity so that I know how to work with humanity instead of against it or fight against it. It all ends up working for all of us in the long run. That's what it's all about. I'm here almost every day. Well, I can't stand that I say that. I'm here every day. I make sure I make it my duty to be here every day because I really want to get to 1,000 real quick. I think we're at 825 now. Yes. Time is time is fleeting, guys. So please believe in your purpose. I only ask and request a few things. Surrender, work out some of those traumas, new or old both. Work on those goals. See that it's important and see that it's a value for you. See that you are valued. Value yourself, love yourself, learn how to love yourself. Learn how to love yourself. Learn how to love yourself so you can learn how to love others. And finally, just letting it all go. Controllable things and uncontrollable things. And let them go and see what happens. For you, not for anyone else, for you. Because I know God got my back. If anyone has my back or anything has had my back, I know God got me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be blessed with being able to wake up every day. I know there are a few individuals that have my back too. Whether they tell me or not, I know they do. But if I don't believe that, then I'm not going to see that. You guys are beautiful and amazing. There is no mistake about you. Every single thing that you've gone through in life, whether good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, does not mean that you are too far from surrendering. So consider at least surrendering one thing or let it all out and see where it goes. And it's going to be uncomfortable not having full control. But trust me, it'll work out for your benefit in the long run. And a lot of people are going to be blessed behind you and your sacrifice. Like I said, I'm here every night or every day. Please consider following me on all social media platforms under B as in boy, T as in Tom, D as in dog, LLC. I appreciate you guys. And whatever you do with the rest of your evening, morning, or night, may it be blessed beyond your comprehension. My name is Joy, and I'm signing out on another episode of Hello World.